When they raided your house, you got the call while we were making another gun video.
Yeah, I was making a
else.
gun video, and then they got the call from my mum that the police were there searching for the gun, and she was like, "Can you come home?" And I was like, "No, I'm filming a video with a gun at the moment, so get back to you." And she was like, she thought it was because of the current video I was filming, and it was so funny that the best thing was the police arrived at the door. They asked my mum. They were just like, "Oh, we're here because of a video Alex has made," and then my mum just starts listing the videos that it could possibly be. She's like, "Is it this one? Is it this one?" And they were just like, "Nope. Yeah, it's that one."
So it can't be the 10th one, guys.
Yeah. Surely not. Like,
those police played it so well because they were kind of like someone for your mum to vent to. Like they were like, "My crazy son is always doing all these horrible things."
Yeah. And I told her as well. I was like, "Mum, you don't have to tell. Like, if the police ask you questions, you can remain silent." And as soon as I said that, she was like, "Don't you fucking tell me to be silent. Like, if you don't tell me what to say. Like, if you do, I want to say whatever I want." And I was like, "Sorry, just please, you dob me in then. Take me to
I was going to say, like, to be a mother to you.
Yeah.
Like she'd have to.
It's pretty bad. Like the amount of like when I was helping her.
Not to be rude, right?
Yeah, no, it's completely
it's
true.
reasonable.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. Just the amount of things to fix in that house that was just like, I don't even remember I shot through that wall. I was like,
Yeah, because you just shoot through walls in your window, and I'm like, how? My mum would beat me. she would kill me if I was firing holes.
the
through
trick
walls
is you
and
get a piece of paper, you put glue, and you put it on the wall, and then she finds out 3 years later.
Like she leans against the wall.
Did you just not watch the videos and you're just firing shit?
Yeah, she did watch them. And then
The thing is, you spent all your life kind of microdosing her on dangerous things. Like, and at least now you're making money from it. So it's kind of like, I guess my son's got a job. Like he's
What does your mum think about all this shit?
Well, I'm lucky that my mum is very supportive of all of it, and was kind of like, because she had a job that she hated. She was an accountant. Right. So I guess in her opinion, she was like, just be anything besides an accountant. Please.
So you went the literal opposite direction.
Yeah. And she was just,
So before you made this your job, how did your mum react to you fucking doing all this shit as a kid?
I think as a kid, I was just hiding it a lot. Just trying to like,
That is the strat. That is the strat.
sneaking out, then doing it like after school. I would take days off, just would skip school to go do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You're fucking unhinged. You're just like actually crazy. Like, this is not normal.
But I'm making money from it, Connor. So
That's why it makes it
Listen,
okay now.
the bombs that I made as a kid was just the precursor to making money. It
And
was-
being
You
enabled
could have
by
gone either
millions
way.
on the
Like,
internet. Yeah.
he would have become famous either from YouTube or he would have just been a terrorist. Like this is the storyline.
What if you were doing this, but you were 15 years younger? Like he's saying 15 years before. There was no YouTube as an outlet. You would have just been like, all right, guys.
ISIS.
You would have been the local like bomb dude.
I remember
a
once
casual arson, you know.
I was talking to a guy that was in SWAT. I forgot what I was doing. I was doing some job before YouTube, and he said to me,
Some job.
he was just like, "You remind me exactly of all the guys that get caught making meth." And I was like, well, that's probably what you do before YouTube.
Oh my god. That's like when we showed to Nigel. Nigel was like that. Nigel was like, meth is rookie.
I've asked him so many times. I'm like, please, Nigel, like, make meth.
No.
You know how.
Yeah.
It would be
money
so
from
easy for him.
YouTube.
He could like, I made meth out of cotton candy, or like, he would. It would be so easy for him.
Well, when we asked him about it, he was like, no, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
It's not exciting.
I'm going to make uranium glass instead.
Yeah.
He was talking about uranium and stuff. We were like, this sounds bad.
Yeah, and it also seems like you get the authorities calling you for like the weirdest things, because he got one called in him, like the government side, like looking into him for I think it's like a test tube or something, right?
It was like a specific type of tube that you would commonly use for making meth.
Yeah,
really.
but it's like test tube and fucking tampon gun.
Yeah, it also sounds like the government doesn't, at least in when Canada where he was, like the government doesn't regulate the really fucking crazy stuff. It's like no one should be able to get this anyway.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of regulation around like uranium.
Yeah.
So it's like, who the fuck can get uranium? Like, you shouldn't be able to get it. So like, why? Like, they just didn't think about making rules. They're like, what? No one's going to enrich uranium.
No, but also you can't. Even if you get the uranium, you can't enrich it. It's like, I've looked into it.
That was one of your ideas. You want to make a.
Don't I this? want us to do this video still.
All right, okay.
Uranium video. Sure. So
There's got to have been a video where you were concerned, or you're like, this is too much.
I
Like,
hate all of them.
Yeah,
I don't want him doing any videos.
Yeah.
like
It's
it's
so
like
scary.
ceiling fan one looked like terrifying.
Yeah,
looked
that
like
was really bad. That's probably the one where it's the noise and the kind of like
Scaring.
I don't know what it was, like the reverberation in the room of just like, and then just that getting faster.
It was like the dumbest thing ever because you had this ceiling fan with machetes that was spinning at only a speed that I can imagine that was
Yeah.
and then as your defense, you just had this tiny piece of plywood.
It was underneath the
and you were
fan.
underneath it. And I'm like, this, even if it hit this, it's going to go right
It would
through
go right through it.
And I was like, what are you doing? Like, just stand in front of it and just go like, all right, let's see. You may as well
My
make it
logic
exciting.
was that because it was spinning at high speed and it was above me, it would almost be impossible. How does the blade get down?
It could bounce off something.
It
There.
could bounce,
yeah.
but then the speed would be taken out of it.
It
And
was
I
not
thought-
enough.
it would be a lot. But I was like, it would fly through one of the walls or the garage wall where my brothers were standing, not me. So
I think Alex is like a living example of what is it? Was it survivor bias or whatever it's called? He's like he's done
yeah.
all these things that should have killed him, and he just assumes that everything's safe now. It's just like
yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't say this. I'm going to die now. Thank you, Alexa.
I know
Yeah.
you're gonna
There's got to be a
die.
point where you're like, Alex, no, this is bad.
I tell him every day.
Oh my
Please
God.
stop.
Has there ever been a video you came up with where it's just like, nah, this would actually kill me if I tried to do it?
Yeah, so after I made a video where I made a Jacob's ladder, which is where you got a bunch of microwave transformers, hook them together, and you create incredibly high voltage with
You're
high
basically- you're
current.
doing it in parallel, right?
Yeah, you're doing it in
Yeah.
parallel,
Just
and
keeps
you're
climbing.
playing with a dumb amount of amps, so much that it would kill you instantly.
Well, yeah, that's
Right.
what kills you. Right?
Yeah, and then
I don't know.
and then I wanted to make some more videos with electricity. One of them was doing this thing. Forgotten the exact name now, but it's called like lithographic art. But it's basically
it's
where
where
you
like
take
they
wood,
and it goes like,
Yeah.
yeah.
create cool patterns. I wanted to do some cool versions of that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, it's just not worth it.
How far did you get into the video before you're like,
Oh, I had made all of it except for actually doing the art, and I was like, no, it's not that interesting, and it's not worth the risk. So that's why it was kind of like, if it was interesting enough, I probably would have done it.
It didn't
God.
explode, so it's kind of like
No,
interesting,
no.
you know. It doesn't go boom. you
I think
know?
Boy though has some better examples of stuff where we're like, can we do
Yeah,
this?
because it's got. I mean, it's a
Oh,
different
yeah,
pressure. Right?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
more of
yeah.
a, is this society? Is this acceptable in society? Where
Yeah,
yours is like,
yeah.
Will my body survive?
yeah.
You're constantly putting everything on the line.
Yeah.
Well, with Boy we were seriously considering going to Afghanistan to film with the Taliban.
What
Yeah, that
the
was-
fuck? Hold the fucking when?
Recently.
As-
What the fuck?
As soon as America pulled out, we're like, no more war. This is the time. This is the time.
Oh, you're insane.
We'll go talk to the Taliban, see what's happening there.
It's like, so what do you like?
Wasn't
Like,
it like every single country collectively like, do not go to Afghanistan. This is we cannot help you if you go there.
That's what they said about North Korea, and so like it's survival bias again. It's-
came back with a fresh cut.
I don't think you can just tell the Taliban, hey, here's all my details. I'm
Here's
thinking
my
about-
resume.
I'm thinking about a week tour. Like, can I see the sites?
Can I get a haircut there?
Okay, so you were thinking about going to Afghanistan. What is the point where you're like, no, I'm good?
Literally a couple of weeks ago, when a guy got kidnapped.
YouTubers got taken hostage by the Taliban.
Yeah.
That was when we're like,
Was it the British guy?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think British guy did not bold and bankrupt.
No, he was Lord Michael.
The guy who'd bought one of those. Okay, this dude was fucking weird.
He's a
Okay.
strange guy.
It's
yeah.
like a 4chan kid who
Yeah.
he bought one of those shitty established title scam things and
Oh,
somehow
okay,
actually
yeah.
managed to convince his bank to put Lord on
Right,
it.
that's why he's Lord.
And then he went around actually like, because then his bank had done it. So it's really easy to get everyone else to recognize the Lord thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he went to Afghanistan and was vlogging. And then it was like a whole fucked situation. He was just unhinged. It was clear.
I am a
Yeah,
lord.
It was clearly.
that kind of
Come to me,
character.
everybody.
But see, we do it in the non-unhinged.
Yeah, well,
we'd
he's-
be the normal ones. in
He clearly was just
Afghanistan.
mental illness, just in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
just
he
vlogging
seemed
it.
a
It was
bit
like-
of like a psychotic episode turned into a YouTube.
yeah, like
right,
attention.
right,
like he
right.
clearly had like needed some attention, and took it to an extreme level. And he was just hanging around, like vlogging when he was with the Taliban.
Yeah, because he already had a video out, and we saw that, and we're like, "Oh, we can do this. This is easy." And then it turns out you can't.
You pushed it too far, and that's the thing. It's you don't know until you're there, and there's there's a lot of different factions and infighting, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if
It's
you're
also like, what do you like? I mean, what would you get out of it? Like, what would you?
no, I don't think we
Like,
actually.
is it-
This is
Because it's not like we love the Taliban.
Oh, you don't
Why would we go
like
in there and be like, look,
the
it's
Taliban?
safe.
What do you, like, are you actually getting anything out of this,
I feel
or is
like
it just
that's
because like
half
you're
of
like
their
this sounds
content,
stupid?
you know? It's just like I don't know what we're getting out of it, but fuck
Like, what's
it.
the angle?
Well,
What's
I
the
think
angle of the video?
I mean,
We usually
I
have
would say
an
vaguely
angle.
like we have a lot of opinions on the war. Like I think it was a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess just going there is like a gimmick, and then we got an excuse to talk about a gimmick. No, literally,
Goes
like
to Afghanistan for a bit.
yeah, well, it's just a great YouTube thumbnail. Like we joined the Taliban or something. And everyone's like, what? And then you watch it, and then you see like our whole spiel about the Afghan war, and then
Yeah, but the
trick
thing
people
is-
into
Meanwhile,
listening.
it's
to
just
the-
on every
would
fucking
be a-
Sunday for Bald and Bankrupt.
Yeah,
exactly.
Weird
Yeah, well,
YouTuber,
he went.
dude. He's a
He went
fucking
to
yeah.
Afghanistan.
He's a
Yeah,
freak, dude.
yeah.
He's just weird.
So this YouTuber that got kidnapped, what happened? Is he still
I don't
kidnapped?
fucking know.
know.
I think
It's
he
just
might still be kidnapped.
gone
Jesus.
silent.
Have I not heard about this?
I'd
No,
never.
he's
heard
not.
of it.
He's barely a YouTuber.
Yeah, he's got not
Yeah,
many views.
yeah.
He's
He
just
fell off.
How is this not a Charlie video at the very least? You know this.
Well, because I think when it's like that kind of character, it makes it worse when you give those
You don't
kind of
enable
people.
it.
Yeah.
You're enabling him when if you're talking about what he's doing, which I mean we
Right.
should. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like. It's one of those things that when I guess it comes up and it's relevant now, but it's like you don't want to give this fucking dude attention because it's exactly what he fucking wants.
Yeah.
And I think he was trying to push it. Like we make jokes. I think we still try to do things that are relatively safe.
Yeah.
But he really did just push it a lot. Where it was
Yeah,
like, what
right.
did you want here? What was your end goal?
I think
Like,
you can go to some of these countries if you have a local fixer and
Yeah.
they're really
Yeah,
taking
yeah,
care of you.
yeah.
But I think he literally was just
fucking
no,
show
he
up
was
there.
running around.
just
Yeah.
going around doing whatever you want. I mean, you know, yeah. A lot of the time you do need a fixer, which is the hard part. And I think
Yeah.
often YouTubers who do go to these places don't show that they have a fixer or
Yeah.
are not
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I found this all out. Where it's like some dude has literally got you on a leash, being like,
Yeah.
it's literally saving your life.
Yeah.
Constantly. It's like, leave the dude alone. I've got money.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Aside from Afghanistan, has there been any other videos that you've?
I just feel like you want to go to war zones.
Yeah.
That's the kind of
usually
vibe
war
I'm
zones.
getting.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of those.
You're doing like real life journalism now, like straight
Yeah,
up.
it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like you guys are really going out there and documenting this stuff, but also it's so sarcastic and so downplayed that it almost feels like this is unreal. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that's the whole angle because I find I don't know personally that I mean there are other people that do some kind of journalism, but like I just find it so boring when they're not if you're not making jokes. It's like who are you even? You're talking to people who are interested in the news who already know all this shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're making jokes, it's like you're actually talking to people who aren't going to listen to any of this. You know,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
who wouldn't otherwise listen to any of it.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, it's kind of we're gonna sound super dodgy, but there are places that we wanted to go that we still want to go that we can't talk about because if we tell you, then we'll be stopped from going there. So,
Yeah, there's somewhere we shouldn't even say that much.
yeah.
oh my god! Fucking Australian government, you're leaving.
Yeah,
No, please don't. Please just go to America. Go to a nice place.
Just go to Afghanistan, please. Like,
Oh my
I was
god!
like, how long are you until you guys want to watch this, man? That's
Oh, well, I found someone released on Twitter, someone that works at a security expo or something like that, or just worked in government surveillance or security, took a photo of a slideshow that was playing at a security conference, which was a threat assessment of one of my videos and had like a rating. It was the video where I used drones to drop metal darts from 200 meters and showed that you could pierce a car and be fairly accurate with them.
Right.
And then someone did a assessment on it. It was like security threat. It wasn't that high. It was like a 4 out of 10.
4 out.
Were you disappointed by that? Were
A
you
little bit.
Yeah.
A little
you
bit.
had a crazy one from that video because someone used exactly the same mechanism you
That
invented
was scary.
in the war in Ukraine.
Someone sent me a video and it was like the same. I mean, it's a pretty simple concept. It was just drone takes up something, drops it.
Yeah, but drops it using the light.
The same, yeah, it was weird because I used, because Mavic doesn't have like a trigger mechanism or way to trigger anything,
Right.
except for you can turn on and off a light.
Yeah.
So I just had an Arduino which had a light sensor. So when you turn on the light, then that triggers a servo motor which opens the arm and you can drop something.
Right.
And then someone used it like exactly the same, and it even like it just looked like it was the same 3D printed file. And I was like, oh, that's a bit
And they used it to drop grenades
on Russians,
that-
or maybe Russians on Ukrainians.
So you think maybe they got inspiration from your video, or
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a pretty dropping stuff from the
Yeah,
sky.
yeah,
yeah.
Pretty common concept, but it was a bit like, oh, that's right. The video has 8 million views, so there's a chance that someone's
oh
watched
my
that. and
god!
Thought, great. Yeah.
You should take credit for your goodwill. The war in Ukraine wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. Just own it.
I am responsible. Yeah.
Oh god.
Instead of sneaking into an arms convention, it'll just be we ran an arms.
We started an arms convention right now. What a character
RPGs.
development. You went from just blowing shit up in your yard or whatever to now, I guess, making.
Everyone starts somewhere, right?
You gotta start somewhere. I'm humble
Got a
beginnings.
dream big. Dream big.
Hustle and grind.
Oh my god, both of your guys' ideas are like, what's wrong with you both? What's wrong? It's so unhinged.